What's going on, guys? I am Cole, or guitarman 488, as you might know me better. This vlog is really to kind of put the face with the person talking and playing the game. With my solos, obviously Dark Souls 2 with Destiny. It's me, Brad, and James. I am the Titan in Destiny, or guitarman 488, if that's easier to find out. I'm the person that likes to die a lot, James being the other one. But the point of this is to kind of put the face with the name, like I said, and also to update you on what we're doing with the channel. Brad has already gone over Destiny, but I'm gonna do a brief little go through. Destiny is gonna be put on halt at this point. All our schedules kind of just don't line up as well as we'd like them to. Plus, a couple of events have occurred to where some people aren't able to record in the times that other people can. I work, so it's a lot harder for me to find times that Brad and James can record when I can. It's normally at night, which is hard for both of them. But pretty much we're going to put it on halt because the main reason, if we really wanted to, we could have found time and actually recorded, even though it would have been a lot harder to find that time. But really, we just got out of the story. At the beginning, we were it was more like kind of just hanging out, messing around, playing a little bit of Destiny, but the story is just the same thing over and over and over again, and it just kind of gets a little bit irritating and boring after a while. So what we decided to do is stop the Destiny series, not altogether, but because the times have just not lined up. But once we will bring it back, we will not be doing the story anymore. The plan is to record the in-game content, like the Nightfall weekly, daily, PoE, and then all the raids. The 2 raids at the moment, which are Crota's End and Vault of Glass. The plan for that is to kind of build up to Taken King, which we will be trying to put out as much content as we can for Taken King. Hopefully that DLC is going to be better than the other 2, since I'm going to have to pay $40 for it. Hopefully it's going to be significantly better than the other 2, because it really disappointed me that I paid $100, $60 for the game, which the game itself was a little bit lackluster. I wanted it to be this game, this amazing game that I've been looking for the past 2 or 3 years. I did not care about Destiny at all, till one of my friends was like, dude, this is going to be an amazing game. We should totally go buy it. I'm going to the midnight release. And I made a deal with him. I would go buy Destiny if he bought Unity, Assassin's Creed Unity, and played it with me. We both made a horrible bet, because Unity was, once it came out, we didn't go to midnight for it, and we waited about a week to buy it, before we were going to buy it, and we heard there were so many glitches in it that we didn't even bother with it. And Destiny, when we went to the midnight release, we loved it. For 2 days, I skipped school the first day to play the game, played it non-stop, got to level, I think I was at level 20 in one day. I got to level 20 in a day, and then got to level 30 that same week. I was level 30, I think, in like 4 days, and got my first exotic, which was the Helm of Inmost Light, for my Titan, which was awesome. I loved it, absolutely adored it. First exotic weapon was Invective, and just adored. No, first exotic weapon was Patience and Time, I'm sorry. Second exotic weapon was Invective. But I adored the game for a little while, and then it kind of started to taper off. A couple of my friends started to get bored, so I still had 3 or 4 friends playing, and we were just playing and playing and playing, and then it just went away. As soon as you hit level 30, and you get a couple exotics, literally you're just grinding for more and more exotics, better exotic weapons, better exotic stuff to make your character better for no real reason. If you can already beat VOG and you don't like the at the beginning at least, if you've already beaten Vault of Glass, if you can already beat Vault of Glass and you don't like PvP, which I wasn't too fond of at the time, I've grown to love PvP recently because I'm actually decent at it now. But if you can do VOG with the weapons that you already have and with the armor that you already have, then there's really no point to keep going and keep trying to get that stuff again. There's really no purpose in that, which I eventually stopped playing. Never would have thought to play Destiny again until James. We had started Fish with Guns, and we were trying to figure out a game that we could all play together, which initially was Smite, but we had recording issues here and there, and it just didn't happen. We're still gonna try and get Smite, maybe, but we're gonna try and have like community first, so we can like play 5v5s with people. I'm actually the person that got everybody so into Smite, but our recording software just wasn't working for it. But we were looking for that multiplayer game that all of us could play, and Destiny just happened to come up, and I never would have thought to play it again unless James would have brought it up to us. But he brought it up. I was like, I don't know. I kind of got bored of the game. He was like, dude, there's 2 new DLCs. They're actually pretty good. I was like, well, I've never played the DLC before. I might actually do that. And so we started playing a little bit. I started to grow into the game. And then we started our story missions. I was still only playing the story, only playing when they wanted to. And then James, after one of the recordings, wanted me to play with him for a little bit. And I was like, fine, whatever, I'll play. And started loving it again. Absolutely loving it. Play it every night now. Just trying to grind my characters up to level 34 so we can actually get to the real in-game content, to where it doesn't take us 6 hours to do VOG and stuff like that, to where we can actually record it and it be a good video and not be horrendously long. And try and get everything still. Try and get all the big points of the raids and all of our fun little moments where we get all pissed off because we can't beat a certain part or something like that. So that's kind of what's going to happen. We're kind of taper off on Destiny for now, and then once the situation gets a little bit better on recording, and once we've actually found our raid group, which is what we're planning on doing, we're trying to build a specific raid group to do it with, because obviously you need 6 people to do raids. So I'll bring guests on, kind of like I did with my Dark Souls 2 video, my recent one. A cleric and a pyromancer, good combo. We're going to try and bring people like that into the channel to give a little diversity, to where it's not just me, Brad, and James in every video. Another thing that you may or may not know, whether you watched Brad's video or not, that would be the only way you would know, unless you're a really, really good friend of ours. We actually have a 4th Fish with Guns. There's a 4th member of Fish with Guns, and his name is Will. He has not been in any videos recent or that we've ever put out, unfortunately, unless you were like early subscriber, like as soon as Fish with Guns was made. Which me and James weren't a part of Fish with Guns then, but Brad and Will kind of founded Fish with Guns, and it's 2 in the morning, I'm sorry. But they created Fish with Guns, and they did Wolfenstein for the very first video. They did 2 videos, and then editing got bad, I think. I can't remember the exact story behind that. But editing started to become a problem, and recording started to become a problem, so it just kind of tapered off, and then they just didn't do anything else with the channel. And then I just happened to bring up that I wanted to do kind of YouTube stuff and stuff like that, and Brad was just like, hey, I got a channel. I haven't put videos on it. It's pretty much brand new. We've only put 2 videos on it, and I've got a couple subscribers, so we could do that. And I was like, all right, let's do it. So that's kind of how it all started. Then James jumped on board, and that's how Fish with Guns was created to the way it is now. Hopefully it'll keep building and keep building. I love every single, those 32 subscribers that are up there right now. I love every single one of them. So you have no idea how excited I am. I mean, we're 3 months in and got 32 subscribers. I mean, I love it. I love it. I never would have thought that we would have actual people that aren't ourselves and our close friends watching our videos. The first Destiny video has the most views on it, which is phenomenal. Brad put a tremendous amount of editing into it, and I'm so glad that it's getting the attention that it should deserve for all the editing and the time that went into that. And then my first Dark Souls 2 video has the most likes at the moment, which I love. And I don't know. I just love the fact that it's. I'm just speechless as far as how much it's grown in the short time that we've been doing it. Dark Souls 2, the way that I want to go about Dark Souls 2, I told you a little bit of what I wanted to do with Dark Souls 2 at my very first video. I want to go all the way through New Game Plus 10. I think, now that I've thought about it, after you get past New Game Plus 7, nothing changes. It doesn't get any harder. There's no difference in 8, 9, and 10. So I think I'm just going to play through New Game Plus 7. And play it, go through all the way with 8 different builds. I started with a cleric, which is turned into this shirtless paladin type build. I'm not exactly sure how it turned into that, but it did. I love it. I love recording it all the time. I record it when I can. It's an amazing game. I love the game. Excuse me. But what I really want to go over is kind of how I want to build through it. My recent video, we went, and me and one of my close friends, Fooly Cooley, Burrito Burrito, whatever name you would prefer. He has 2 of them. Or Jose. Jose is his real name. So if you know him, awesome. He's a great guy. I love to hang out with him. But we took on Rune Sentinels and Belfry Gargoyles, which wasn't just, let's go take on 2 bosses. Rune Sentinels and Belfry Gargoyles are the 2 bosses right before one of the Great Soul bosses. So what my plan is I'm going to bring Jose in on the 2 boss fights before a Great Soul boss. And then after we've done all of the bosses before the 4 Great Soul bosses, we're going to do kind of a special where we go kill all 4 Great Soul bosses in one video. That is the plan. Then I'm going to go through DLC, going to go through end game to where you fight the major bosses at the end, which I've never actually done. So as soon as we get past, I think it's 3rd boss into the Shrine of Winter, pretty sure, it's blind, completely blind. Never done any DLC. I've done a little bit past the 4 Great Soul bosses, but not much. So it'll be completely blind. It'll be a ton of fun. And then after I kill the final boss in the game, we're going to have a end of the season video. Each new game is going to be a new season. And we're going to have an end of the season video. You're going to see my character grow, obviously, through the season. And then you're going to see Jose's character grow through the season, because he will slowly build his character to where he'll have different weapons, different spells and stuff. He's a pyromancer right now, so he'll have different pyromancy spells. And his swords will just get bigger and bigger because he's a strength build. So what we're going to do at the very end is we're going to do a best of 3 PvP match and see which build is better at the end of the game. And then as soon as that PvP match is over, we're going to start New Game Plus. And then we're going to go through New Game Plus same way, and end it with a PvP match, but obviously we're both going to have different builds. So that is kind of my take on Dark Souls 2 at this point. That might change here and there, but I know for a fact I'm at least going to do that until Dark Souls 3 comes out, because I am super excited for Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 is going to be the next solo that I do. I'm going to try and cover as much Dark Souls 2 as I possibly can until then. But as soon as Dark Souls 3 comes out, I'm going to be doing day one content and just getting videos out as fast as I can. I'm going to try and do Dark Souls 2 with that, kind of put them in the same week, get them going together, so I can keep my Dark Souls 2 series going, as well as my Dark Souls 3 series, so I can kind of play them side by side, because I think that would be fun. And then Dark Souls 3 will get through that, and then hopefully, with a little luck, it'll kind of pan out the same way. I'll bring Jose in on certain boss fights, whichever ones I think would be the best one for him to come in for, and we'll go through all of those, and at the end we'll do a PvP match. And that's how I'm kind of do my Dark Souls experience. So that's my plan for that. Last but not least, I want to talk about a new game that is coming out here pretty soon that me and Brad are going to do, which is No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is this awesome looking space. It's pretty much what I kind of wanted Destiny to be. I'm hoping that it plays out as well as it looks. I hadn't heard of it until Brad brought it up, and I watched the trailer for it and fell in love with it. And then, I was already excited for it, and then about a week ago, Brad sent me this link that said No Man's Sky 18-minute gameplay uninterrupted. So I watched it, and it is amazing. I cannot wait to play this game. Hopefully the rest of the game, it only showed a little bit of the game, but hopefully the rest of the game is as phenomenal as that 18-minute clip was, because it looks like it's an extremely well-built game, and it looks like me and Brad will have a ton of fun with it, and we'll build a series around No Man's Sky as well. So that is kind of my plan as far as what's coming up in the future, what's going on right now, and what our situation is outside of recording and the channel. So let's see, kind of just go over a little summary real quick. Dark Souls 2 I talked about, Dark Souls 3 talked about, Destiny, and No Man's Sky. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to talk about. I think that's going to be it for this video. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope this helped out, and I hope you can actually see me when I'm playing and enjoying myself with my two friends playing video games and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that this will kind of help you just figure out what's going on with the channel and kind of update you a little bit. And thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.